Plaintiff Lynn Childress says while he was on a break from his girlfriend, he met the defendant at a club and they started a sexual relationship. Lynn is suing his former lover today for unreturned property. Defendant Ashley Perry insists she and Lynn never had sex, and they only hung out 5 times because Lynn was living with his girlfriend, and she started harassing Ashley. Ashley insists she does not have any of Lynn's property.
Tell me what happened.
All right, I met Miss Perry back in October of last year, around my birthday, about a week after my birthday, which was on the 2nd at a club she worked at. And I asked her for a phone number. She was a waitress there. And I didn't call her for like about 30 days after that. And in November, that's when I called her. I met with her about 4:30 that evening at her job at the thrift store she worked at. We went out that evening and we went over to my cousin's house and stuff, introduced her and everything. And we just started dating from there on out for like a week.
Your Honor, we did not date.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess if she said what date, it was just a sexual thing. You know what I mean? So
there wasn't any sex involved.
I'll just be honest.
We hung out 5 times.
That's it.
5 times.
It was never intimate?
No.
Okay. Well, she's lying.
You give me some background on your association.
Okay, thank you. Let me tell you. Okay, we did meet in October. I had a party at the club that I worked at. We hung out probably November 14th is when I saw him, and we hung out not the same day that I met him, but a couple nights afterwards on the weekend. And we did go to a party with his family or whatever. And then all this drama in between started to come out. First of all, I found out that he's on an alcohol bracelet. And he's on the alcohol bracelet because he almost killed his girlfriend and her 3 kids.
That's not true.
In a car accident. He flipped the car. He admitted to this himself. He told me that because I asked him why he was on it. Why are you in a club and you don't drink? He told me that why he was on the alcohol bracelet. She told me the same exact story. So then obviously it has to be true. He never said that he was in a relationship with this girl. He said that they were dating previously but broken up because she had a pill addiction to prescription medication. She would fall asleep with cigarettes lit in her hand all the time. He was tired of taking care of her and her kids. I didn't tell her that. Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Basically, she started harassing me. We just started hanging out around November 14th. The harassment started probably the 2nd time we hung out, which was like a week later.
What type of harassment?
Phone calls. She started blowing up my phone. I guess he was over there at her house, and she went through his phone and found my number and started calling me. She would ask, was he with me? And then that's when she started telling me, well, I'm his girlfriend. That's my fiance and everything. And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, hold on. I didn't know anything about that. I'm like, hey, I just met him. I was trying to get to know him.
Did you talk to him about it?
Yeah. And he's like, we're not together. I'm like, then how did she get my phone number?
She went through my phone. That's how.
Exactly. So if you weren't with her, then how was she able to get my phone number out of your phone?
I stopped by there because I was doing a job in Springfield. I had to stop and get a tool there that I had left a tape measure to be exact.
He lives with her, Your Honor.
No. I left my tape measure there. I was doing a kitchen in Springfield, so I left some of my tools still there because we had separated.
Because he lives there.
I go by to get my tape measure. I leave my phone in there. Accidentally, she goes to the phone. That's how she gets her number. It was just a big mess, you know, going in between them, which me and my ex weren't even together when I met her.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Let's get to the property you're suing.
Okay. Well, at the time, my cousin and his wife was going through a divorce. And he needed cash. So he had this TV that he wanted to get rid of. He came over to her house. I was over there visiting her. So I went ahead and bought it off. We carried it into Miss Perry's house, moved her flat screen that she had in her living room into her bedroom. I told her it'd be temporary. So with her and my ex arguing, I called her and told her I'm coming to get my TV. She said, no, you ain't getting nothing. I'm calling police. So what I did, I went to the county building. I asked the sheriff they can meet me there to get the TV. They said they didn't have enough manpower. So he said, go file a civil suit. So that's where I'm at now today.
All right, good.
Plaintiff Lynn Childress says while he was on a break from his girlfriend, he started a sexual relationship with the defendant. But she insists the two of them never had sex.
Ma'am?
The first time I've heard about this TV was the sheriff knocking on my door saying, here's your paperwork, you're being sued. And the sheriff was standing at my door and I looked at the paperwork.
How long ago was that?
That was January, February.
Yeah. Did you have any communication with the plaintiff since then?
No.
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 Never?
No.
Once when I called to try to retrieve it, then I have a statement.
When was that? What month?
December. about 3 days after I got the TV.
And you don't recall receiving such
No.
a call? Never had any conversation about the
No.
television?
Well,
all you know about the television is that you were served papers by
Exactly,
the sheriff
and the
in
sheriff
January.
went through my home and saw
Okay.
there was no TV except for the
Okay.
one that I have,
Well,
which I have pictures of, and
what?
of my TV and what I own and my stereo equipment, which he says that was purchased on his paperwork on the 1st of December.
Yes,
I have
I-
pictures
What
with
do
my
you have
daughter
there? I have
the
opening her
original,
Christmas presents
statement
on the
from
21st,
the,
on the 25th.
Mr. that I bought the TV and their ownership and certificate of it with the serial numbers and everything.
And those serial numbers do not match my evidence.
Unloaded.
I also witness to the fact that when I sold him the TV in home theater, that he had made me deliver it to him at Ashley Perry's apartment. And he notarized this. When you have a document notarized, you're saying it as a sworn statement. If he lies on a sworn statement and presents it to court, he's liable for perjury.
Perjury,
You
yes.
think he would do all this for?
I do think they would
Why?
do all this because, for one, when she called me, she was saying that they were getting ready to get put out of their house because he
That's
was
a
not paying
lie.
the rent. Yes, she did. She
That's
called me
a
and told me
lie.
that he
Women
didn't pay the
lie
rent.
about
She
each
was
other
getting ready to
because
be
she
put
wanted me
out.
back.
Her and her kids.
When was that?
That was in
First I heard of
November.
this.
That was in November when she
I
told
wasn't
me
even
that.
with
What does that have to do with the television?
Yeah, with the television.
Because she was saying that they're hard up on money, basically. She has a pill addiction. She doesn't have a job
She's not
because of
suing
it.
you, though.
Yeah.
No, but he is. He was living with her at the time. I think
was
they
not
all
living
came up
with her,
with this
Your Honor.
just because he's on the alcohol bracelet. He didn't have any money to pay for
did.
that.
All
It was
right.
thrown out on
And
his
here, I have the
paperwork.
ownership of that TV, what him and his
Right,
wife
that
signed
same
off
paper
on.
that he has, there's
they gave
two
you.
You have
different
the
price
value?
statements.
Right here, I
You
tried
bought
to
it
get
for
it.
$450.
Right, and
I
suing
tried to
me
retrieve
the
it from
first
the
time
same
for
place.
$17.99.
Man, please be quiet.
And I went back to the same place where they purchased, say they don't carry it in stock, so they told me to go try to find it somewhere else. So I ended up getting a
And do you
statement
have
from
an
Aaron's.
estimate for
Yeah, from
a
Aaron's.
replacement value for
And
the
that's what
same
they
type
have,
of television?
Yeah, that's the closest they could come to the 56 inch. So basically, I'm out of money and a TV.
No, you're not. I'm going to rely on the independent statement that I have, the sworn statement that is signed and stamped by a notary. I don't believe he's just coming here because his girlfriend pops pills.
Your Honor, he's
his
not even-
girlfriend
the
does
witness
this.
is not
Sounds
even
like
here.
you're
That's the
resentful
killer
of his
part.
relationship.
We
Sounds
hung
like you
out
want to
5
get him back.
times.
Judgment for the plaintiff. I believe you. Have a good day.
Wow. Him and his girlfriend are both crazy.
friends
It's
already
his
know.
cousin
They
that
know.
signed the paperwork.
Like I said, I
it's
don't have
notarized,
anything
but it's his
against
family
her.
member.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have anything against her. I mean, like
I don't have
she's a
anything
nice
against
lady.
him either, but he can tell his girlfriend to quit texting me. He can quit
I
texting
don't have anything
me.
to do with that. I don't
Yes,
know
he
what
does.
they
He just
said
texted
to
me
each other. I don't
yesterday.
even
He
deal
just
with
texted
her.
me yesterday.